Do you think people are going to try to upload mines IRL? Guys, I'm going to be real with you. I don't think that's ever going to happen. We still don't know what consciousness really is. Like, so by uploading, what you mean is, can you create a digital copy of your mind? And to that, I think the answer is, yeah, we might be able to do that, like, for real. That might be possible. Not with current technology, but, like, maybe one day, I could see that happening. But there's a pretty big difference between creating a copy of your mind and replacing your mind, changing where it is. Those are two very different things. In the same way that cloning is not the same thing as teleporting, if you know, but taking a longer time. Actually moving a consciousness, how would you even do that? Learn to shift-click your potions? I know how to shift-clicking your potions is for your fucking mercenary. Brains in jars? The brains in jars thing might work. Like, wait, guys, I've always wondered this. I'm an idiot, so I don't actually know. Why can't we cut people's heads off and attach them to apparatuses that keep them alive? Like, why doesn't that work? Like, what does your brain get from the rest of you that we can't funnel through mechanically? Like in Futurama. They did to a monkey. Okay, Diablo is crashing. Thank you. That's why the chat is lagging. We could just stop, please. Literally your whole nervous system. Yeah, but like, what do you need from it? Okay, so you need, like, the brain goes past the squishy bit. It goes down for a while. But once you have all that, what else do you need, right? Like, you don't die if you lose your arm. If you could cut your arm off, but there's no physical trauma or no blood loss, like, you can survive without that, right? Same with your legs, you know? But all the rest of your organs are just a way of filtering blood. Like, what do all your organs do? So it filters blood, but you can do that mechanically. We can filter blood mechanically, right? We have machines for that. Micronutrients and stuff, but we do that through IV drips. The IV drips then get filtered through, like, our organs that give us the nutrients. But what nutrients do we need up here, right? Like, you need skin. Your heart keeps you alive by pumping blood, but you can do that mechanically. We literally have mechanical hearts. Watch the monkey experiment. I will in a bit. I will later. Yeah. You would run out of brain cells eventually? Yeah, but we do anyway. Don't you not? We don't make new brain cells, do we? You wouldn't be able to feel pain? No, I get that. I'm just saying, like, the brain requires a high and constant supply of oxygen and nutrients that if there's any delay, it's life-threatening and damage to your cell and neurons to recover damage. So, theoretically, like, you could fix that, right? Like, okay, if you had a person who was in a kind of, like, a coma, would it be possible bit by bit to replace all of their functions below the brain with mechanical functions until the only thing biologically remaining is their brain, their brainstem, their skull, and their head? You could ship of Theseus that shit, right? Isn't that possible? Head transplant. Hold on. A head transplant is an experimental surgical operation involving the grafting of one organism's head onto the body of another. In many experiments, the recipient's head has not been removed, but in others it has been. Experimentation began in the early 1900s. As of 2021, no lasting successes have been achieved. There are three main technical challenges. I don't know if my head would fit on your shoulder shoe. There are three main technical challenges. As with any organ transplant, managing the immune response to avoid transplant rejection is necessary. Okay, but we can do that with other things. Also, the brain is highly dependent on continuous flow of blood to provide oxygen and nutrients to remove waste products, with damage setting in quickly at normal temperatures when blood flow is cut off. Couldn't you... Guys, don't we already have machines for cleaning blood outside of the body? What are they called? What do those do? Dialysis machines, yeah. They're nowhere near regular organ function. What if you had one that was like 10 times the size of a regular one? Like, couldn't you just have a bigger dialysis machine? That's for cleaning, not for regenerating? Okay, I get that. So, without all of this below the neck, we wouldn't have any way of producing new cellular like stuff in the blood to continue to feed the brain, right? Like you can clean the blood with a dialysis machine, but without bone marrow to replace what's inside of the blood, eventually you would just have clean, dead blood being filtered through your brain. Okay, that makes sense. And that's not something that we could do with a machine. There's no machine that can produce the things that bone marrow produces. Okay. Blood transplants? Yeah, we could do blood transplants, I guess, but what I'm thinking of is would it be possible to have a sustainable head in a jar situation, hooked up to machines without constant infusions from other life forms? But if you did keep producing more and more transfusions over and over and over again, maybe you could do that. Finally, managing the nervous systems in both the head and body is essential in several ways. The autonomic nervous system controls essential functions like breathing and the heart beating, and is largely governed by the brainstem. If the recipient's body's head is removed, this can no longer function. Additionally, each nerve coming out of the head via the spinal cord needs to be connected to the putatively corresponding nerve in the recipient body's spinal cord in order for the brain to control movement and receive sensory information. Finally, the risk of systemic neuropathic pain is high, and as of 2017 has been largely unaddressed in research. Of these challenges, dealing with blood supply and transplant rejection have been addressed by the medical field generally. However, as of 2017, in a field as common as liver transplantation, around a quarter of organs are rejected within the first year, and overall mortality is still higher than the general population. The challenge of grafting the nervous system remained in the early stage of research in 2017. Okay, guys, I'm going to make a guess that I think is true. I think we actually could do it. I think we could have a head in a jar survive for multiple years, but not likely. Like right now, with current tech, we could get like maybe a 1 in 10 or a 1 in 20 situation where you could have someone survive that. The problem is it would require death and torture. It would be for no point, and we would make a lot of people suffer, and we would kill a lot of people. but I feel like with the current technology, it's possible. Would we want that? No, but we could maybe do it. Maybe.